I hope you guys are as excited as I am because today I give you the results of the very first Rogue Pixel art competition. Let's go. So we've got a very simplified setup today. I wasn't planning on having this as a video, but this is where most of you find me and my content. So I thought instead of doing a Twitter post for like my 5 followers, let me do a video really quickly, take you through those winners. So first things first, thank you to every single person who entered. It was my pleasure going through every single submission. I had about 108 emails, as I've said before, and most of those emails contained 2 submissions. So there was a fair few to go through. So I didn't quite know how to judge, and I thought, let me not think too hard about it. Let me just look at these designs. If something shouts out to me, I'll favorite it, and we'll have a look at all of those later. And as I started favoriting more and more and more, my short list turned into a very long list. So I think by the time I had made my short list, there was about 40 submissions in there. So from about that point to finding my final 2, there was one that stood out from the beginning. I absolutely loved it. But finding the second one, there was so much competition and I found it really, really hard. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you your 2 winners, and I'm sure you're going to love them just as much as I do. But I also want to give a shout out to, I think, about between 8 to 10 runners up that had really, really good designs. And I would be amiss not to include and give a shout out to those people because I think your art is amazing. And I want you to know how much I agonized over not picking you guys. You guys made it very hard. Let's take a look. So let's have a look at all the runners up. These works do not include the winners. These are just those that came really close. Really, really close. You ready? Boom. There you have it. I mean, imagine all of those pieces on my wall. They're all so different, but they would work so well as a medley, as a collage of art on my walls. And I just want to shout out every single one of these people. The names on each artwork are the Redbubble shop names. So please, if you like any of these pieces, give these guys a visit, give them your support, even just a favorite of their work, drop them a message to say you appreciate the kind of work they're doing. It's hard to be creative in an industry where you feel like you have to compete against thousands upon thousands of people to get your work seen, to differentiate yourself. And if we as creatives can shout out work that really deserve it, I think we'll all do better for it. We really, really will. So I've made some notes. So we'll just go through some of these. Firstly, the one right in the middle, Mick Ando Designs, is an Indigenous Australian dot art. And I think it's amazing. He explained in his submission that it's people dancing around campfires. So the circles in the middle represent the campfires and then the people dancing around it. And I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the colors. I love the composition. I love repetitive designs. I understand the meticulous method that you need to do these types of things. You have to be very, very meticulous. And I love this. So really, really good, Mick. To the right of Mick, we've got something completely different. I'm not going to even try to say that shop name, but it's QNDRIQNQ. And I love it. It's called Blast from the Past, and it reminds me of old school techno 90s rave posters. I absolutely love it. That would be right at home on an underground jungle LP from the 80s or the 90s. It's just, there's something about that I absolutely adore. Right below that, we've got Crash Blamdicute. Let's just take a moment of silence to appreciate the name, first of all. And as he explained, or she, forgive me if I'm wrong, that was one of those kind of liquid pour paint creations. I wouldn't even know how to start something like that. And I think the colors are absolutely exquisite. There's so much to love about that piece. I love it, Crash. It's awesome. Below that, Twisted Zephyr, we've got an awesome, it feels like a composite mixed with some digital art of a planet in the galaxy with some asteroids coming in. Absolutely beautiful colors. Once again, subtle but so bright against the dark of the galaxy behind. To the left of that, we got Maya Moman with that awesome painting of a girl. And again, she's surrounded by planets and stars and space. And it's beautiful. I love her eyes. And I appreciate art like that so much more because I'm not good at it. So when I see other people doing that kind of art, I can't help but appreciate it. Above that, we've got some really cool vaporwave art by Soul's Print. And it's funny, the first time I saw that, I saw a guitar, kind of the shapes behind the moon, and then the light rays coming down look like the strings. It just reminds me of a guitar, and I love the composition. I love the colors. It's great. I'm trying not to spend too much time here, guys. Apologies, but I need to give these guys some love. Top right, we've got Bar Artwork, and he makes his art in, I believe, oil and acrylic paints. And it kind of reminds me of the woman with no face from The Haunting of Hill House. It's kind of creepy, but I absolutely love it. And if you zoom in, if you go to his page and you zoom into this work, her face is full of tiny little patterns as well. And I love it. It's so good. To the left of that, we have Sunset Graphics. And again, this is pretty much made for me in so many ways. It's got everything I love, which is what the creator actually specified. He actually mentioned this in his email to me, saying that he had created this for I think it was an album artwork. And it seems to have everything I love. Space, music. It's got that old school kind of retro, almost comic book feel. And it's awesome. I mean, most of these, I'm not going to say I wish they didn't have watermarks on them, because I love that you have watermarks. Please, those who don't have watermarks on your work, namely Crash, Q&D, Jenny, make sure, and McAndo, make sure you're putting some watermarks on your design so people don't easily steal your work. But I love that sunset. It's awesome. Jenny Davis. Now, as far as I can tell, Jenny is an illustrator as well. And if you go onto her store, she's got some absolutely beautiful illustrations on there. Please check out her stuff. It's awesome. I loved the Taurus bull, but me not being a Taurus, it's not as relevant. And I was on the cusp because I love the design so much. But that was one of the things I was like, if it was something, I mean, I don't do all the whole star sign thing anyway. I just think it's fun. But if it was a scorpion, but again, I can't deny that this is an awesome piece of art. And I love the white space above the horns. I think that's just beautiful. The colors, everything just works really well. Awesome work, Jenny. And that's it, guys. That is all the runners up. And a big thank you again for submitting. And if I can, I'm going to try and show you guys some love too, because these are all awesome. Thank you. Right, guys, it's time. I'm going to reveal our winners in no particular order. I'll start with the first one I see, let you have a look, have a few words about it. We'll move on to the next one. But this is by no means second and first. You're both equal. Okay, you ready? Here's your first winner. First winner is... boom. Elisa Does Things. Or is it Elisa Does Things? I think it's Elisa. Look at this little dude. Isn't he absolutely awesome? Now, from what I can tell, this is a original character art that Elisa not only imagined, but put that imagination onto a piece of art that is incredible. And again, because I have so many thoughts of things that I want to create. And I try, sometimes I will sit here and I'll fail and be like, I'm not skilled enough, or I don't have the right expertise in this area to pull this off right now. So it bubbles away in my head, I forget about it, and I can't follow through. So this type of art where you can imagine a completely unique character, bring him to life. This little dude is called Moonstealer, and he's awesome. Yes, I might be biased because he looks a little bit like a kitty cat, but come on. The colors, the composition, I can't fault it, Elisa. I can't. And that's why you're my winner. You're my winner, and I cannot wait to see what this looks like when it's printed and up there. I really, really can't. And I hope you're just as excited as I am to see that. I am super excited, and I love this little dude. Please carry on doing art like this. You've got so much talent. This is not easy, guys. Making art like this is not easy. It takes time and a hell of a lot of skill, and it's frigging awesome. Rightio, we ready for winner number 2? Here we go. It's completely different, by the way. Let's have a look. Right? Vaubean, I love it. It's simple. Hand lettering to an absolute T. It's incredible. And after looking at Vaubean's shop, he does so much of this type of stuff. I mean, right? It's mostly the simple stuff that on the surface looks simple, looks clean, looks crisp. Very, very stark use of color, important uses of color. But it takes so much planning. He probably had to sketch it first. Either, I'm not sure of your process, Vaubean, whether you scan it in and then trace it all in Illustrator, or whether you work purely in Illustrator. Regardless, a lot of work goes into this kind of stuff, guys. And I think the result of this one is perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. And I think it's going to look super, super good on my wall. That's all I have to say, guys. I am bowled over by the quality of work that I had. There were so many good pieces. And like I said before, let's learn to up our fellow creatives and give them a boost when you can see someone is incredibly talented, to make sure that more people can see how awesome they are. That's all it is, really. And let me just pop back over here. And I do want to say that this is not the first time I'll be doing this competition. I think based on some of the submissions I got, maybe I need to have more stringent rules in place so people know exactly what I will accept and what I won't accept. But this was the first one, guys, and I was willing to accept whatever you had to show me for this time. I'm not sure how often we're going to run these competitions, maybe once a quarter, so once every 3 months or so, because I'm going to need a good few pieces up on the wall. And then I've got, 3 more walls. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and thank you again to everyone who took part, and be sure to catch my unwrapping video. So I'm going to put these orders in this week. Depending on how quick Redbubble is, I'm not sure how long it's going to take to actually get to me, but as soon as I get those packages, we're going to be unwrapping them on a video together, and we'll be putting them up on my wall. So that's going to be super awesome. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can do that. So until then, make sure you give all the artists some love. Check them out on their stores below, favorite some of their work, buy some of their work, give them your support, and I'll see you guys really soon.